Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is one of the most anticipated games to come out in 2023, so I thought it would be cool to do a look at everything we know about the game so far and what we might be able to discover from the past games that we have seen. As we know currently, the game is set to release in May of 2023, only on the Nintendo Switch because of course Nintendo monopolizes all of its IPs, that's all they do. Nintendo also confirms that the word tear in the title is referring to tears that come out of your face whenever you cry and not the word tear as in like cutting or ripping something. This might allude to like a darker story tone where perhaps the tears are for more specific people or maybe some disastrous repercussions of the events after Breath of the Wild. There was also a trailer that came out in 2019 depicting Link and Zelda as they make their way through a mysterious underground cavern where they eventually come upon what appears to be a mummified male corpse dressed in Gerudo jewelry and attire, presumably being Ganondorf, but we're not quite sure yet. It looks really old and creepy, but who else would it be? Let's be honest. The trailer ends with the corpse assumingly returning to life out of nowhere with his eyes starting to glow red, and then there's a clip of Hyrule Castle beginning to rise into the air. There was also another short trailer as well, showcasing some gameplay. Basically, we got to see a Link jump off of what appears to be Hyrule in the air. He just jumped off and did some cool dive animation and went into a cool freefall animation. This might be something nice to add into the new game where they're basically having more maybe aerial movement options that we didn't have in Breath of the Wild, besides, people just using the bombs to get their flight a little bit higher. Stuff like that would be pretty cool for a new game. From interviews with AG Alnoma, he stated the game was made basically because they had too many ideas for DLC for Breath of the Wild, and they decided they just wanted to implement some more bigger changes into the game, so they decided just to make a completely new game instead. Screw Breath of the Wild, let's just make a sequel. Seeing as though the game takes place in seemingly the same timeline of Breath of the Wild, we can assume a lot of the characters and locations might make an appearance in the sequel. At least that would make sense from some of the trailers we've seen as well. There are enemies that we've seen previously in Breath of the Wild, so it makes sense to have other NPC characters that we know to also appear in the new game. Of course, from looking at some of the trailers, I know they said the gameplay trailers aren't going to be like the final product of what the game is going to look like, but they look incredibly similar to Breath of the Wild. Like, honestly, there's no graphical improvements whatsoever. Not even to, like, animations. They seem exactly the same. Like, even Link's animations when he's running are exactly the same. This might be a good thing, however, because since, if it seems like they're using the same engine, there might be a chance that we'd be able to have the same map in the second game. So it might be something like when Pokemon Gold and Silver, after you beat the game, beat the Elite Four and everything like that, you were able to find a specific location where you were able to play through the original games of Red and Blue. If they did something like that, that'd be pretty hype. I know the Zelda community would be pretty hyped to have that old map where they could play on it again, so they would have all that freedom to do whatever they wanted. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Of course, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more videos like this in the future. Thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.